welcome to Peachy. Today I want to do a video on a topic or a question that has been requested a lot, which is how do I grow my hair really fast, really long? So I think it was 2 years ago, I cut my hair quite short to like a short bob. It was an impulsive decision and I was super unhappy, and then I tried everything to grow it back as fast as I could, and I actually managed to indeed grow it back quite fast because I was doing 10 things that really helped my hair grow faster than it would usually grow, I think. And today I want to share these 10 tips with you, so let's get started. Tip number 1, don't use heat when you style your hair. So I know this is quite difficult to do because obviously you want to do curls and things like that every now and again, but I really advise you, if you can, try to use heatless styling tools like these bendy rollers I showed in one other video, or you can Google it, there's a lot of ways. Tip number 2, don't blow dry your hair if you don't have to. Sometimes we obviously have to blow dry our hair because we're in a rush. But sometimes you can also time it and you have enough time to just let it air dry, which is of course better because then that's one less time you expose your hair to a lot of heat, which dries it out. Again, same thing like with the curling iron. So if you can, always try to air dry your hair as opposed to blow drying it. Tip number 3, get a haircut regularly. Alright, I know there has been some debate about this topic because some people argue if you cut your hair too frequently, you are actually never going to grow some serious length. But I personally think, or I have also seen, that when you cut your hair, it obviously gives a growth impulse, which makes the hair grow temporarily a bit faster, and also it keeps the hair very healthy. So I think if you want to grow your hair, getting a haircut, let's say every month, every 2 months, is definitely a good idea. Tip number 4, don't bleach or dye your hair. Okay, I know this is in a way obvious. A lot of people know that bleaching and dyeing your hair damages the hair and in this way also slows down the growth process. Some people have to color their hair because it's getting gray. In general though, try to do it as little as possible, especially when you're young. Maybe don't always dye your hair if you want a change. Maybe buy a wig or something to make sure the hair stays healthy and in that way can grow really fast. Tip number 5, massage your scalp. I know this one seems a little bit weird, but actually guys, the scalp is very important for the quality of your hair and the speed of your hair growth. And by massaging your hair like that, maybe when you're in the shower, you can really improve blood circulation and in that way accelerate the process of hair growth. Tip number 6, don't wash your hair every day if you can. Obviously, as I said in a previous video, washing your hair too frequently, and every day I would say is too frequently, is going to strip your hair of its natural oils and hence of its protective coat, and in that way it makes it dry and more prone to breakage, and then you have to cut it more often and so on. So if you can, washing your hair every 2 days or maybe every 3 days is obviously better for when you want to grow your hair quite fast because you have to cut it less frequently and also it's gonna look healthier and less dry. Tip number 7, don't brush your hair when it's wet. When your hair is wet, it's at its most fragile state, so every kind of pulling, brushing and whatnot is gonna afterwards make it more prone to breakage because it's just straining the hair, and hair that is drier, that is more prone to breakage, is also less likely to grow very fast. So I would always say brush your hair before you take your shower or wash your hair. Tip number 8, use heat protector. Whenever you do style your hair with heat especially, I think one thing you can do to not damage it as much is to use heat protector. You just spray it in and then you massage it a little bit, and in that way you have done a good thing for your hair growth and your general hair health. Tip number 9, make sure you get enough vitamins. Obviously, one of the most efficient ways to accelerate your hair growth is to do it from inside through providing your body with the necessary nutrients it needs to build the keratin. For example, vitamin A, vitamin B, there's one that's called biotin, vitamin C are super important for hair growth and general, you know, cell renewal. So I would really make sure to have these kind of vitamins in my general diet, or else you could also take some supplements, though I'm not a big fan. But you know, there's this sugar bear hair, or whatever they're called, that you can take. Long story short, make sure you get the necessary nutrients to support your hair growth. And tip number 10, use conditioner. I know most of you guys probably already use conditioner, but I just have to say it in this video because it's so important. When you don't use conditioner, you just make the hair more vulnerable to external kind of things like styling products or sun radiation, because the conditioner just gives it that little protective coat, and in this way the hair has the chance to grow longer without you having to cut it off prematurely, so to say. Alright my lovelies, that was it for me today. I really hope you liked this video, and as always I hope you found it useful. If you're interested in the topic, I have another video where I'm sharing my top 10 hair care tips that I always follow to keep my hair bouncy and smooth. So I'm gonna link it here or here, make sure you check it out. And otherwise guys, I'm gonna wish you the most wonderful weekend. Me and Petteri are sure as hell gonna get it on. Not in that way, anyways. And yeah, we're gonna see each other next week, Friday 10 a.m. British time. I love you very much. Have a good day.